students, today we'll see how we can solve any particular problem related to monohybrid cross very easily. Now most of the competitive exams as well as board exams, we see that students find it difficult in order to solve these problems. With the help of easy tips, today we'll see how we can solve any problem which is given to us. Now, we have taken one particular example, one problem related to this particular cross. So, first point what we have to note is here that in a particular problem, which trait and its forms are asked. Now, trait is what? It is a characteristic. And each trait have two forms. As we had seen in Mendelian experiments that, say for example, in pea plants, plant height is mentioned, that is a trait. And it will have two forms, that is tallness and dwarfness. If we take seed color, there are yellow seeds and there are green seeds. So likewise, in a particular problem, a trait will be asked and it will show two forms of that particular trait. So we'll see which is the trait which is mentioned in this problem. So in pea plants, round seeds are dominant over wrinkled seeds. So that is, the trait here is shape of the seeds. Right? Now which are the two forms? They are round and the other form is wrinkled. Right? So we have got the trait and two forms. Second point what we have to notice is which one is dominant. So it is mentioned round seeds are dominant over wrinkled seeds. That means round seeds are dominant over wrinkled. Right? So we have also got the second point which is clear to us. Now comes to assign a particular alphabet. Now, why we have to assign an alphabet? Because it becomes convenient for us to solve such problems. Okay. So, we have to assign that particular alphabet with respect to dominant one. Say here dominant is the round. So, we will take the first letter of that dominant form. So, we have to write down capital R. Okay. So, that will be the alphabet which we will take for this problem. Now, wrinkled seeds, we have to take same alphabet but in the lower case. Now, why not W to be used? Since the first letter is here W. But in order to, it will create confusion when we solve any particular problem. So, in order to avoid this particular confusion, we should not take W, but we will take the lower case of alphabet R. Okay. So we have assigned the alphabet. We have come to know which one is dominant, which one is recessive. Dominant is the one which will express. Okay. And the wrinkled or the recessive is the one which is not able to express when the dominant allele is present or dominant gene is present. That we have to keep in mind. Okay. And dominant is the one which will be expressed even in the presence of the other recessive gene or recessive allele. Okay. So, we have seen the trait and their forms. Which one is dominant, which one is recessive. Then we have assigned an alphabet. Now, the alphabet should be paired. Now, why is it so? Because on the homologous chromosomes, there are paired genes or paired alleles. For each gene, we call it as alleles also. Okay. So, there are paired genes or paired alleles on the homologous chromosome. So, therefore, in the diploid organism, we know that there are homologous chromosomes. So, therefore, here also for each character or for each form, we have to write down twice. The letter should be written as twice. So, we will write down, there are two possibilities to show the dominant character, that is either capital R, okay, or capital R, small r. So, there are two possibilities by which we can understand that it is a dominant gene or dominant characteristic. Okay. Now, if you see here, capital R are the similar alleles. Capital R, small r are the hybrid or dissimilar alleles. Okay. Similarly, here we will take for wrinkled small r, small r. Now, what does this small r indicates? It indicates that recessive alleles or recessive factor only it will express when its own allele is present in its pair. Okay, say for example small r is there, so that's why that particular time the recessive characteristic will be seen in an offspring. But if it is present along with the dominant factor or dominant allele, it won't be able to express itself. It gets hidden, right? So that's why we call these as recessive genes or recessive characteristic. Okay. So now we have seen that the alphabets should be always in pair form. Now next is heterozygous or homozygous. That means in a particular problem, which are the plants that are asked, whether the plants, that particular characteristic is homozygous or heterozygous. Okay. So in this problem it is said, what would be the phenotypic and genotypic ratio when two plants that are heterozygous, okay, heterozygous for the seed shape are crossed, or that particular trait are crossed. That means we have to take two plants that are heterozygous. So which is the one, the pair of alleles which we will take? We will take capital R, small r. Why? Because it is the heterozygous. Okay, it is heterozygous trait. Okay, that is meant for that particular characteristic. So since it is hybrid, we also call it as hybrid. So that means what? Two plants that are hybrid or heterozygous for which trait, seed shape are crossed. What will be the phenotypic and genotypic ratio? Later on we will see what is phenotypic and genotypic ratio. But now we have come to know that these are the two plants which are supposed to be crossed. So it will be capital R, small r, one particular parent crossed with capital R, small r. So these are the parents which are supposed to be crossed. So what do we mean by monohybrid cross? Wherein the pair, that is a cross which is made in between the two individuals having two forms for a particular trait. Similarly, we had seen here two forms for a particular trait. So in any monohybrid problem which is asked based on this particular cross, we have to see for monohybrid it will be only one trait with two forms which will be asked. So we'll see how to solve this problem. We have to write the parents here or parental generation. That is the plants that are supposed to be crossed. So we have to cross now heterozygous round seeds or round seeded plants. Okay, so what we will write down? We know that it is capital R, small r which we have to take for heterozygous, that is the hybrid variety of plants which are supposed to be crossed. So it is capital R, small r, okay, one particular parent crossed with capital R, small r. Okay, so these are the parental generation. Now next what we have to see is the gamete which it will give rise to. These particular parents will give rise to. So G designates as gametes. Now when we are writing down the gametes, it should be such that only one allele will be representing that particular gamete. Here there are two alleles. So one of the allele will be present in the one of the gamete. So each gamete will receive half of the number of the alleles that are present in the individual, that is in the parent. We should also remember that gametes have half the number of chromosomes of any particular parent in the diploid organisms. So they are diploid, and for each character we are taking the pair of genes or pair of alleles. So definitely in the gamete it will be half number of that particular alleles which are mentioned in the parent. So how we have to write down? We will write capital R in one gamete, small r in the other gamete. We should also remember that each gamete should be encircled like this in order to show that those are the gametes. Similarly, for the other parent also, we will write down the gametes. Now, since both the parents are hybrid, definitely same type of gametes that will be formed, right? So, now we have to see what we will get, okay, in F1 generation, what are the offsprings that will be formed. So, F1 generation is the first generation or first filial generation in which we will get the offsprings after the combination of these gametes. Say for example, one more important point which we can see here. Either I can say this one is male, this particular parent, and this one is female. Why? We have to indicate that the gametes, that is male gamete, will always fuse with the female gamete. Also, we should remember that since these characteristics are present on the autosomes or autosomal chromosomes, okay, so those are the characteristics which are not present in the sex chromosomes or sex linked. Those are autosomal chromosome on which these characteristics are located. So either I can take this parent as male, other parent as female, or vice versa. I can take this particular parent as male, okay, and this parent as female. Okay, so when we are finding out the offspring, we have to see that a gamete from one parent will fertilize with the other gamete of the other parent. So this capital R can fuse with capital R of that other parental gametes, or it may fuse with the small r. Similarly, this small r, okay, that is this particular gamete of this parent can fertilize with capital R of the other parental gamete or the small r of the other parental gamete, or vice versa. So we'll see now in first generation what are the offsprings that will be formed. So in order to find out the offsprings, we have to prepare Punnett square. So this is the Punnett square in order to find out the first generation based on the fertilization. Now how we have to write down the gametes in these squares? Okay, so I'll just take this particular one parent here, this side, and the other parent I'll write down on the other side at the top. Okay, now in this particular block I will just write down male and female signs I will show, indicating that in one particular column there are the gametes, okay, of one parent, and on the top row there are the gametes of the other parent. So shall we write down now? So how we have to write down? The gametes of the first parent, that is capital R, small r. So I will write down capital R, small r. Again we have to encircle, okay, in the left hand side column, okay, we have to mention one of the parental gametes. The other gametes I will mention at the top row, that is capital R, small r of the other parent. So we have already assigned or already we have mentioned which are the gametes to be written in the left hand side column and on the top row. Okay. So based on the gametes that are mentioned here or alleles that are mentioned, we have to fill these squares. Okay. So these lines as well as columns we have to fill based on the gametes or the alleles or genes that are mentioned in these squares. Okay. So how we'll write down? Capital R, this particular allele, okay, capital R of the other parental gamete, as I had shown here, okay, same way we are doing here, okay. Then again, capital R, this particular allele, and small r. Similarly here, I will write down capital R and small r. Now we should remember that always whenever we are writing, when there are dissimilar pair of alleles, when we are writing in any square, we should see that capital letter should exist first. Okay, so we have to write down the capital letter first, followed by the smaller one. Okay, And the last one is, that is small r. Okay. So we have got 4 offspring after crossing 2 heterozygous parents, which were dissimilar factors which were there for the particular trait, that is seed shape. Okay. So all together, but if you see the genes that are present are little different from each other. So now we'll see, based on the offspring which are obtained here in F1 generation, what will be the phenotypic and genotypic ratio based on the offspring that are seen in first generation. So what we can interpret from F1 generation, that is 25% of plants are homozygous dominant round seeded plants. Okay, that is capital R, capital R. That means 1/4 of the offsprings are homozygous dominant plant having round seeds. Okay, then 50% of plants are heterozygous dominant round seeded plants, that is capital R, small r. So half number of chromosomes, half number of the individuals are having heterozygous dominant round seeded plants. Okay. So I have written here capital R, small r. So there are 2 offsprings, okay, having these particular alleles, hybrid alleles. So they are heterozygous dominant round, that is capital R, small r. Half of the offsprings are seen. Then 25% of plants are homozygous recessive wrinkled seeds. That is small r, small r. So it is again 1/4 of the offsprings are recessive and those are homozygous. Right? So now we'll see what is the phenotypic and genotypic ratio for this particular problem, since it was asked. So phenotypic ratio will be (3:1). Now what do we mean by phenotypic ratio? Those are the observable characteristics morphologically which we can observe in any particular species or individual. Okay. So phenotypic ratio is 3:1. How it is? This one is round. This particular offspring is also round. And this is also round. Right? So there are 3 plants which will bear round seeds. Okay. So therefore it is 3. Okay. So 3 round, whereas only 1, which is the offspring which we have obtained, it is wrinkled. Right? So this is the phenotypic ratio. I hope you all must have understood up till here. Now next is genotypic ratio. What do we mean by genotypic? That is the genes that we see in a particular individual, which is indicating these alphabets which are represented as alleles. Okay. So we'll see based on the alphabet what do we get the genotypic ratio. So genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Now how is it so? We have got round, okay, capital R, which is homozygous dominant, right? 2 we have got hybrids which is having dissimilar allele. Okay, in each individual. So there are two hybrids which we have got. So those are heterozygous, dominant, round, and one that is the wrinkled seed, which is again homozygous, recessive. So how we will write down? One homozygous, dominant, capital R, okay, is to two heterozygous, dominant, capital R, small r, is to one homozygous, recessive, that is small r, small r. So what we see here? One is capital R, two are capital R, small r with the alleles, and one is homozygous, recessive, that is small r, small r. So based on any particular problem, either we can show the percentage if it is asked, okay, how I have shown here, that is 25, 50, it depends what type of question is been asked. So we can also predict the percentage. We can also see what are the fraction by which we get any particular individual. That also we have seen 1 by 4 or half or 1 by 4 in this particular problem. And also we can find out the observable characteristic, that is phenotypic ratio, and also the genotypic ratio, that are the genes or the alleles that they represent. So we'll see what are the different possibilities by which any particular problem can be asked on this cross. So first is, either they will ask heterozygous characteristic trait crossed with heterozygous. So one of the problem we have already solved, wherein heterozygous round seeded plants were crossed with heterozygous round seeds, right? Similarly, they can ask for any particular trait. If one example if I take, that is the height, okay, stem height, have two variants, that is tall, right, and dwarf. So definitely for tallness, that is dominant over the dwarfness. So therefore I am taking first alphabet, that is capital T, okay. So that is meant for tallness, and small t is meant for short or dwarfness, right? Now, so if it is, question is asked heterozygous, okay, crossed with heterozygous, so definitely it will be what? Capital T small t crossed with capital T small t, as we had seen in the problem which we have solved, okay. Now there are other possibilities wherein by which the problem can be solved, that is homozygous crossed with homozygous. We know that homozygous have similar type of alleles, so it will be either capital R, homozygous crossed with capital R, right? So this is one possibility. Or small r crossed with small r, wrinkled seeds crossed with wrinkled seeds, those particular plants, okay. That is the second possibility. Third possibility is wherein capital R crossed with small r, both are homozygous. So either round seeded plant will be crossed with round, okay, wrinkled seeded plants can be crossed with wrinkled seeded plant, or round seeded plant can be crossed with wrinkled seeded plant. So accordingly you have to find out the gametes, and Punnett square can be prepared, and F1 generation can be depicted, okay. So that's why I have said that we have to know what are the parents that have been specified in any particular problem. So same if I am taking here, it will be capital T crossed with capital T, capital T crossed with capital T, sorry, small t, or small t crossed with small t. So everywhere you see those are homozygous, crossed with homozygous. Third possibility, the problem may be asked, okay, for any competitive exam, that is homozygous. So I'll take capital R crossed with heterozygous. So for heterozygous, there are no any other letters which we are using. So there can be only one individual, that is capital R, small r. Another possibility is small r crossed with capital R, small r. Okay, wrinkled seeds can be crossed with heterozygous round seeds. Similarly, this example if I take for the stem height, we can take capital T crossed with capital T small t, or small t crossed with capital T small t. So these are the various possibilities by which the question could be asked, and this way we are supposed to follow once we come to know whether the particular trait is asked is heterozygous or homozygous. So I hope you all must have understood up till here. Okay, in the next class or next video we'll see that what are the possible laws which were put forth by the Mendelian experiments whichever were done, and how we can solve more problems based on monohybrid cross.